Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Snatch Chat, where I'm here to help you lose fat, but not your mind. I am Tiffanie, certified personal trainer, nutrition specialist, and your body snatcher. And today I am sweating because I just finished a HIIT routine. I think I got dried off mostly. Just finished one for my clients, my channel, and feeling good and energized to talk about this topic today. The topic of barriers and what we cite most as problems to getting our goals accomplished and getting our action done. So we're going to talk about that, go into depth, give some solutions, all that good stuff. But before we do, make sure you go and get your free workouts. I put them in the description. It's 3 full-length workouts from my Snatch Sessions program. Very good, high fat burn. You'll love them, and it's just a gift to you. And then also make sure you subscribe to the channel and press like. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Per usual, I will say that this is a chat, so I do have my notes in front of me to kind of, keep me on track and to give you any points that need to be said. Okay, so we're gonna get with the first one. So the first barrier is time. And this one is one of the most commonly used ones. So a lot of people say that time is a barrier and finding a way to fit in their workouts mostly, because the good thing about food and nutrition is that it's an elimination action, right? So you can just decide to eat better and you're not having to invest time. You're just taking in, a different thing. So it's really on the working out side that we have the problem with time. And what I'm here to say is that, don't take this harsh, but you do have the time. You really have to, with things like time and other topics, which I will get into. My nose is itching. Are you talking about me? My nose itches a lot. But anyways, so you really have to think of mentality, okay, with a lot of topics, and time is one of the main ones. One of the things I like to say is you really have to realize that if you think about the fact that we all have 24 hours and that there are people that you admire, people that you think are getting things done, that are just out of this world, and people who are really just doing the damn thing, they still have 24 hours in their day, right? So it shouldn't be more so, I don't have time. You should be saying, what can I do to adjust my time better? Okay. And what I would say is your best absolute solution when it comes to working out is to schedule them. And this may not sound like an earth-shattering, discovery or anything, but it's amazing how many people want to try to work out on a whim, and it doesn't work. Okay, so what I really suggest you do, and this is something that I find to be a super hack, is that in the beginning of the week on Saturday or Sunday, when you have some downtime, is to plan out your workouts around everything you have coming up in the week ahead. And something that I added just a year ago, which I've been a planner forever, so it's not new. I've always been into these fancy planners and beautiful covers and all this stuff where you can write things. But one of the biggest game changers for me has been using Google Calendar. So it's totally free, but and I was just talking about this on a live coaching call with my clients the other day. You will get a reality check with Google Calendar, because what it allows you to do is to schedule everything that happens all the time so that there are permanent slots. So you never have to do that again. So that's the great part, because everything's already accounted for, but what you really see is all the white space around those times. Okay, so school, picking up the kids, work, all of that's already accounted for, and then there are these blocks around it, okay, that pretty much tells you have an affinity of time, not infinity, but a lot of time to get these workouts in. Okay, so if anything, I would say Google Calendar is a great start if you're really having a struggle with getting your workouts in. Okay, so that is point number one. I think I got everything I need. Oh, no, one thing I did want to point out with time as well is I just wanted to point out that another proof of time, and that we all have it, and that it's really more of an excuse, is this whole quarantine thing. So I was very curious to see what was going to happen when people had a ton of time or no time. So, and I saw both extremes. So, some people, most people, got the luxury of being able to stay home for a while. And what pretty much happened is a lot of people still never took the opportunity to do what they were supposed to do and did not get better with their fitness at all. So that was the one side of it. And then the other side of that was that I have some clients that are, nurses, police officers, and really on the front lines, and they were getting their workouts accomplished anyways. So it really just comes to show you we lend our time and our energy to things we really, really want. Okay, so yeah, I had to add that because that was all the proof I needed that time is not really an issue. It's what you choose to do with your time. Okay, so definitely do the Google Calendar thing. Okay, now number 2. So now with time, when you say people are successful with their whatever, some people will say, yeah, well, people with money have money, okay, to solve all their problems, okay? So what I have to say about this is also a mentality thing. You have to really get out of a state of like a lack mindset, and people get mad when you talk about, things like the law of attraction and, thinking about what you really want and it coming to fruition and all this. Like, none of this stuff means you can just think about wanting money and not do anything about it. But, and this is I am going to get to a specific point about it, but I do want to point out that money lack mindset really does lend a lot of times to us staying in our situations. Okay, so that is just a little sidebar. But beyond that, okay, you have to really look at time is money kind of thing. So the first thing is we spend money. So people who say they don't have money, now there are some people, and let's just keep it real. Times can be tough and you don't have a lot of expendable resources, and I'm not coming down on those situations at all. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not wanting to spend money on certain things and spending money on other things. So if you feel like that you cannot accomplish your goals on your own and you want a personal trainer, say, and you feel like a personal trainer is the only way that you would have accountability, then do the thing you can do. Buy a $10 program. Do whatever you need to do, but there is an option. There's so many free options now. So have the whole money barrier is one that is used as an excuse for everything somehow, even when things are available for free. Now, I will say, sometimes you do get what you pay for, but you can afford what you can afford. So, if it comes to, well, first of all, there's 3 free workouts in the description. So there's 3 workouts right there. Okay, so don't tell me you don't have no workouts, because I have 3 for sure that you could do, okay, to do something new with your system. But you just really have to start looking at things like, do you really need, and I don't want to be the asshole that's talking about, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying that word. I think it's okay. It's a little innocent, but I don't want to be the butthole saying, you don't need to spend money on fast food and you don't need to spend money on your hair and all of that. But, you do have the option to give and take on activities to be able to pay for things. And when I say pay for things, I mean your fitness. So if it's nutrition stuff, getting nutrition stuff, getting the right equipment for your workouts, getting a program. So the program thing is like one of those things where it's like the time is money thing I was talking about. So you have to think about the fact that you're either going to pay in time or you're going to pay in money. So if you don't know how to do a program correctly on your own, you're going to have to either spend time, which we just talked about, really learning the ins and outs of your body and what really works for fat burn, or you're going to have to invest your money and have someone else do it for you. Okay, so the time and money thing kind of works together. They're both one of those things you just have to decide, how far you want to go with it and really commit. And I also want to say with health, it's also with money, it's one of those you either invest now or you invest later. If you don't take care of yourself now, your hospital bills will be very expensive later. That's just the way to look at it as well. Okay, so yes, I got number 2. And now number 3, which I would say is the number 1 reason people say that they don't work out or do their, it's really working out. Like the nutrition thing is more so people say they just have a really hard time with it. But the third one is motivation and discipline. Okay. So with motivation, now I just did a couple videos ago about motivation ain't coming. And it's not a very popular video, so like there are some topics I know aren't going to be super popular. No one ever wants to hear those things. Everybody wants to know, abs and stuff like that, and what fat loss tools and all that good stuff, which is great, but nobody wants to hear the like harsh stuff a little bit. And saying motivation ain't coming is a little harsh in people's minds. Okay, y'all hear it as harsh, but it's really not harsh, it's reality. So a lot of people are waiting for that, inspirational kind of motivation to come, and it's not going to come in the way that you're thinking, okay? You'll get excited about a new plan, working out, all this and that, like the first week, and then it wears off very fast. You have to hold on to something else and something more serious for the motivation factor, but even that doesn't usually work, okay? Because people know they want to stay alive longer for their kids, okay? That is something that everybody really wants. It's not, so when someone stops working out, it's not that they're saying, throwing the middle finger up to their kids. They still care about being there for their kids. That's just proof that motivation isn't what you rely on. What you rely on is consistency. And the only thing you can do is be consistent. And this is like where people get really like, oh, but I can't be consistent. All consistency is, and I have to explain this to clients a lot, is starting over and over again. Okay? So it's not so much that you're not being consistent, it's how long and how much you can shorten the gap between being consistent. So if you're working out, your plan is to work out 3 times a week, and you're doing well, and you stop for like a week, the goal is to not let it snowball into 2 weeks, then 3, then 4, then 5. You say, okay, I was consistent for a month, I don't want to like break the chain, and then you just don't let it snowball. But even if you do get back 5 weeks later, you just get back to being consistent. Because consistency, that's all it is just doing something over and over and over again. Okay, so that's that. And then on the discipline side, all discipline is being consistent, and building habits. So, a consistency is like this level, and then discipline is just like the top level, because it's basically consistency over and over and over and over again. So if you look at it that way, you know that discipline can come. It's just a matter of doing the thing over and over. So that being said, I think I got all the points for the 3 things. The one thing I would say to take away from all this as an action step, okay, is to first of all, just kind of shift your mindset about things. Really think about these 3 things in your life. Think about your time, how you spend it. Start paying attention to how long you're spending on social media and how many shows you watch, and just things that you do. If you play games on the phone, anything that you do, just start paying attention to how you spend your time. Pay attention to how you spend your money, okay? And then pay attention to your consistency and your habits, okay? So that's just the first part. But the actual action part is to really just this week take time in the beginning. First of all, get Google Calendar. Just get it. Sign up for the account. It's free. Get the thing. Go fill out your time blocks and then actually plan your workouts around your life. And what you will find is not that you will more likely get them done, because what the calendar will do is it will actually let you know that you have something scheduled. So you don't, when you get to skip workouts, okay, in your head, and at the end of the week you're just like, oh, I didn't get my workouts done and I'll just do it next week. Okay, the thing about having it on the calendar is you've documented, okay, that you were supposed to do this thing, and you have it reflected back to you that you didn't do it. Okay, and Google Calendar is great because you see the whole week. You can pick how you see the days, but if you look at the whole week, you will see that you plan a workout, and the fact that you planned it means that you knew that it was doable around that time. So if it was right after work, or before this, or in the morning, or whatever, you knew that it was very likely that you can do it. And the other great thing about Google Calendar is you can drag and drop the time blocks. So if you don't make it, if you say you put it on Monday, move it to, and you don't get it done, move it to Tuesday. But the fact that you even have to keep moving that block, okay, and that that first block caught up to the second workout that you were supposed to do, you're going to start kind of getting tired of doing that. Okay, and until you actually delete the workouts, then you're pretty much going to be held accountable. So it's a way of having I'm slurring my words. Accountability. I get too excited. Accountability partner. Okay, Google Calendar. So that is the action step. So go get Google Calendar, plan your workouts for this week, okay? And when you do it and you accomplish it, or whatever, don't accomplish it, but you're going to accomplish it, or whatever, just come back, leave me a comment, and tell me how it went, okay? I would love to hear if you did download it and how it went for you, okay? So that is it for this video. Per usual, go get the workouts, take care of yourself, eat well, like the video, please, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.